It is 11:47 p.m. on Friday, March 3, 1962, at the Cotton Club Jazz Club in Harlem, Manhattan. The air smells of spilled whiskey, Cuban cigar smoke, and expensive perfume. On stage, a blues singer is performing Strange Fruit, while 80 customers drink, talk, and forget for a few hours that the streets outside are dangerous. At a corner table, next to the window overlooking 142nd Street, sits a 57-year-old man. He is wearing a perfectly pressed gray Oxford suit, a white shirt with gold cufflinks, an Italian silk tie, and a fedora hat tilted over his forehead. His hands hold a glass of Scotch whiskey. He does not speak to anyone. He does not smile. He simply watches the stage with the stillness of someone who has seen too much and is no longer surprised by anything. To the few who recognize him, he is simply Mr. Johnson, a retired businessman who comes to the Cotton Club every Friday. No one approaches his table. No one asks his full name. In Harlem, there are questions it is better not to ask. What no one knows, except the neighborhood veterans who fall silent when they see him pass by, is that this quiet man in the gray suit is Ellsworth Raymond Johnson, known on the streets as Bumpy Johnson, the man who controlled Harlem for 30 years, who stood up to the Italian mafia and survived, who spent 15 years in prison and came out more powerful than before. The club doors burst open violently. 5 young men enter with visible arrogance. They are wearing leather jackets, tight jeans, thick gold chains. They are part of a new generation of criminals, boys aged 25 to 30 who do not respect the old rules, who believe Harlem belongs to them simply because they carry guns and are not afraid to use them. The leader, a tall 28-year-old man with scars on his cheeks and tattoos on his neck, is named Raymond "Ray Ray" Williams. His eyes scan the club with contempt. The music stops. The singer steps down from the stage. The customers freeze. Everyone recognizes the danger. Ray Ray walks to the center of the club. His voice is loud, designed to intimidate. Listen up, everybody. Starting now, this club pays protection. $500 a week. The owner knows where to find us. The owner of the Cotton Club, a 65-year-old man named Marcus, comes out from the back office. His hands are shaking. Ray Ray, this club has always paid its tributes. We have an agreement with the Genovese family. Ray Ray laughs. It is a cruel, dismissive laugh. The Italians are old. Their time is over. Now Harlem is ours. You pay us or we shut this place down. You have until Monday. One of Ray Ray's men, a fat boy with a pistol tucked in his belt, walks between the tables pushing glasses, spilling drinks. The customers lower their gazes. No one protests. No one moves. Then the fat boy reaches the corner table, where the man in the gray suit is still sitting, calm, holding his whiskey. Hey, old man, you're in my seat. Move. Bumpy Johnson does not respond. He does not look up. He simply takes a sip of his whiskey with the same calm as if he were breathing. The fat boy gets angry. He slams his hand on the table. The glass trembles but does not fall. Are you deaf, Grandpa? I told you to move. Bumpy slowly places his glass on the table. He looks up. His eyes are dark, deep, completely empty of fear. There is something in that gaze that the fat boy does not understand, but that instinctively disturbs him. This is my seat, says Bumpy in a low, hoarse, controlled voice. I have been sitting here every Friday for 5 years. I am not moving. Ray Ray hears the conversation from the center of the club. He approaches with slow, deliberate steps. His 4 men follow him. They surround the table. Ray Ray leans forward, resting his hands on the whiskey-stained wood. Old man, you don't know who you're talking to. I am Ray Ray Williams. I control 10 blocks of Harlem. I have 20 men working for me. I kill anyone who disrespects me. Bumpy looks him straight in the eyes. He does not blink. Ray Ray Williams, he repeats as if tasting the name in his mouth. I don't know that name. It must be new. Ray Ray's men laugh. The fat boy hits Bumpy on the shoulder. Did you hear that, Ray? The old man doesn't know you. He must have Alzheimer's. More laughter. Ray Ray smiles, but there is irritation in his eyes. No one treats him with disrespect. No one questions his reputation. Grandpa, I'm going to give you one chance because you're old and probably confused. Stand up, walk to the door, and forget this conversation ever happened. If you don't, my boys will beat you out, and no one in this club will do anything to stop us. Bumpy takes another sip of his whiskey. He savors it. Then he speaks in the same calm voice. In 1932, when I was your age, an Italian named Dutch Schultz tried to control the numbers in Harlem. He thought we black people were weak, easy to intimidate. I taught him he was wrong. In 1935, Lucky Luciano sent 6 of his best men to eliminate me. 4 ended up dead. The other 2 fled New York and never came back. In 1952, the Genovese family tried to take my territories while I was in prison. When I got out, I took back every block, every business, every cent. Do you know why I'm telling you this, Ray Williams? Ray is no longer smiling. There is something in the old man's tone, in the way he recounts stories of violence as if they were everyday facts, that does not fit the image of a helpless, elderly man. Why? Asks Ray, his voice now more cautious. Because if you knew anything about Harlem, about its history, about who really controls these streets, you wouldn't be here trying to intimidate me. You would be at home, thanking God that you are still breathing and that I have decided to retire in peace. One of Ray's men, a skinny guy with gold teeth, pulls out his pistol. He points it at Bumpy's head. I'm tired of this old man. I say we kill him right here. Marcus, the club owner, shouts from behind the bar. No, please, not in my club. Take him outside if you have to do something, but not here. Ray raises his hand. The skinny guy lowers the pistol but keeps it in his hand. Ray sits down in the chair across from Bumpy. Now they are face to face, separated only by a small round table. Old man, you intrigue me. You talk about history as if you lived it. You talk about Lucky Luciano and Dutch Schultz as if you knew them personally. So let me ask you something. Who are you? Bumpy Johnson places his hat on the table. There is a deep scar on his forehead, barely visible in the club's dim light. My name is Ellsworth Raymond Johnson, but on the streets they called me Bumpy. The silence that follows is absolute. The singer on stage stops mid-note. The pianist lifts his hands from the keyboard. The 80 customers hold their breath. Marcus drops a glass behind the bar. The sound of glass shattering on the floor is the only thing heard for 5 eternal seconds. Ray leans back in his chair. His eyes widen. You're lying. Bumpy Johnson is dead, or he's in prison, or he retired years ago. He's just a name the old folks use to scare the young ones. Bumpy stands up slowly. His movements are deliberate, economical, efficient. He walks toward the bar. The 5 criminals watch him, but no one moves to stop him. There is something in the way Bumpy moves, a silent authority, an absolute certainty that paralyzes even armed men accustomed to violence. Bumpy reaches the bar. Marcus is pale, sweating. Marcus, how long have I been coming to your club? Marcus swallows hard. 5 years, Mr. Johnson. Every Friday at 11 at night. You always sit at the same table. You always drink Scotch whiskey. You always leave a $20 tip. Bumpy nods. Have I ever caused any trouble? Never, sir. You are the quietest customer I have. Bumpy turns to Ray and his men. See? 5 years living in peace. 5 years coming to this club, listening to jazz, drinking whiskey, not bothering anyone. I retired in 1957. I spent 3 years in prison on a minor charge. When I got out, I was 52 years old. I was tired. I had fought for 30 years. I had been in prison for more than 15 years of my life. I decided I deserved peace. So I made a deal with the 5 families of New York, with the Genovese, the Gambino, the Lucchese, the Colombo, the Bonanno. I told them, leave Harlem alone, respect the businesses I built, do not interfere with the people I protected. In exchange, I disappear. I don't fight, I don't interfere, I simply exist. They agreed because they know a war with me would cost more than it is worth. The fat boy with the pistol in his belt laughs nervously. That's a good story, old man, but it doesn't change anything. There are still 5 of us and you're 1. We still have guns and you have nothing. Bumpy walks back to his table. He passes Ray without looking at him. He sits down. He takes his hat. He places it back on his head at the perfect angle. You're right. You are 5. I am 1. You have guns. I don't. But you are also 5 young boys who know nothing about Harlem, about its rules, about the consequences of breaking those rules. Ray regains some of his composure. He stands up. He walks over to Bumpy. He places his hand on the old man's shoulder. It is a gesture of domination, of control. Bumpy Johnson or whoever you are, your time is over. Old men like you built Harlem, but we inherited it. Now it belongs to us. You can stay sitting here drinking your whiskey, but this club will pay protection to us. And if you try to stop us, if you call your old mafia friends, if you cause any trouble, we will come back. And next time, we won't be so polite. Bumpy does not remove Ray's hand from his shoulder. He simply speaks in the same calm voice. Ray Williams, you have exactly 10 seconds to take your hand off my shoulder. If you don't, whatever happens next will be your responsibility. I won't be able to warn you again because you will have crossed a line from which there is no return. Ray laughs. He squeezes Bumpy's shoulder harder. Or what, old man? What are you going to do? Call the police? Yell for help? Bumpy counts in a low voice. 10, 9, 8. Ray keeps laughing. His men laugh too. They think it's a game, that the old man is desperate, that his threats are empty. 7, 6, 5. Marcus closes his eyes behind the bar. Some customers duck under their tables. The Harlem veterans who know the stories about Bumpy Johnson slowly move toward the exits. 4, 3, 2. Ray finally releases Bumpy's shoulder, but not out of fear, out of boredom. You're crazy, old man. Let's go, boys. This place isn't worth it. Bumpy does not count 1. Instead, he says, "It's too late." He stands up with a speed impossible for a 57-year-old man. His right hand moves so fast that no one sees it until it is too late. He grabs Ray's wrist, twists it with surgical precision. The sound of the bone breaking is audible throughout the club. Ray screams. Bumpy uses the momentum to spin Ray's body, placing him as a shield between himself and the other 4 men. The fat boy pulls out his pistol. Bumpy is already moving. He kicks the table forward. It hits the fat boy in the knees. The man falls. His pistol slides across the floor. Bumpy picks it up with perfect fluidity. Now he is armed. The other 3 men draw their weapons, but they hesitate. Ray is between them and Bumpy, still screaming, his broken wrist bent at an unnatural angle. Bumpy presses the barrel of the pistol against Ray's spine. "Tell them to drop their guns," Bumpy orders in a calm voice, as if he were asking for more whiskey. Ray, crying from pain, shouts, "Drop the guns! Drop them now!" The 3 men obey slowly. They place their pistols on the floor. Bumpy pushes Ray forward. The young man falls to his knees. Bumpy walks to the 3 pistols on the floor. He picks them up one by one. He checks the magazines with expert mechanical movements of someone who has handled guns for decades. He tucks 2 pistols into his belt. He keeps one in his hand. Now listen carefully because I will only say this once. My name is Bumpy Johnson. I controlled Harlem from 1930 until 1957. During those years, no one, absolutely no one, set foot on these streets without my permission. Not the Italians, not the Irish, not the Puerto Ricans. No one. I faced Dutch Schultz and defeated him. I faced Lucky Luciano and negotiated as an equal. I faced the Genovese family and survived. I spent 15 years in prison, and every time I got out, I regained my territory in a matter of months. Bumpy walks among the 5 fallen men like a teacher giving a lesson. I retired not because I was weak, but because I was tired, because I had seen enough violence, because I wanted to end my life with some dignity. I made a deal with the 5 families. They respect my retirement. I do not interfere in business. But that deal has conditions. One of those conditions is that Harlem, my Harlem, remains under certain rules. Legitimate businesses are not extorted without reason. Innocent citizens are not threatened. Unnecessary violence is not caused. You came here tonight and broke those rules. The skinny guy with gold teeth, still on the floor, asks in a trembling voice, "What are you going to do with us?" Bumpy stops. He looks at the boy. There is something almost paternal in his expression, like a disappointed father looking at a son who made a serious mistake. I have 3 options. Option 1. I kill all of you right here. 5 bullets, 5 bodies. Clean, efficient, sends a clear message. Option 2. I let you live, but I mark you. I cut off 1 finger from each of you. Every time you look at your hands, you will remember this night. You will remember that there are consequences. Option 3. I let you go. No injuries, no death, just this lesson. Which one do you think I should choose? Ray, still on his knees holding his broken wrist, pleads through sobs. Please, Mr. Johnson, we didn't know who you were. We swear. If we had known, we would never have come. Please let us go. We will never come back. We will leave Harlem. We will go to another state. Anything. Bumpy crouches down next to Ray. He speaks softly, just for him. Ray Williams, do you know why I survived 30 years in this business? It wasn't because I was the strongest. It wasn't because I was the fastest. It was because I always knew when to use violence and when to use mercy. Violence creates enemies. Mercy creates debts. Today I am going to choose mercy, but that mercy comes with a price. Bumpy stands up. He walks over to Marcus. Marcus, how much damage did these boys cause tonight? Marcus quickly calculates. They broke 3 glasses, spilled about 5 drinks, scared my customers. Maybe $100 in damage. Bumpy nods. He turns to Ray Ray. You have 1 week to bring $1,000 to this club. 500 for Marcus for the damages and the trauma. 500 for me for the trouble. If you don't bring the money, I will come looking for you. And when I find you, there will be no option 3. The fat boy asks, how will we know where to find you? Bumpy smiles for the first time all night. It is a humorless, cold smile. You don't need to find me. I always know where you are. Now go. Help your leader. Take your guns. Get out of this club and thank God your mothers will have living sons tomorrow. The 5 men stand up awkwardly. The fat boy and the skinny guy help Ray Ray to his feet. The young man is crying, his face contorted with pain and humiliation. They walk toward the door without looking back. At the threshold, Ray Ray stops. He turns around. Mr. Johnson, I'm sorry. I really am sorry. Bumpy does not respond. He simply returns to his table. He sits down. He takes his glass of whiskey. It is empty. Marcus runs to the table with a whole bottle. He places it in front of Bumpy with trembling hands. Mr. Johnson, thank you. I don't know what we would have done without you. Thank you. Bumpy pours whiskey into his glass. Marcus, don't thank me. I did what I had to do, nothing more. Marcus nods, returns behind the bar. The customers slowly resume their conversations. The singer goes back on stage. The music starts again. In 10 minutes, the Cotton Club returns to normal, as if nothing had happened. But Bumpy Johnson remains sitting in silence, staring at his whiskey, thinking about the options he did not choose, about the 5 bodies that could be on the floor right now, about the violence he decided not to use. He wonders if he did the right thing. He wonders if those boys will learn the lesson, or if they will return with more men, more guns, more revenge. He wonders if his retirement is truly over, or if this night was just a temporary pause in a life that will never allow him true peace. 7 days later, exactly at 11 at night on the following Friday, Bumpy Johnson is sitting at his usual table. He is wearing the same gray suit, the same silk tie, the same fedora hat. The door of the Cotton Club opens. Ray Ray Williams enters alone. His right arm is in a sling. He walks straight to Bumpy's table. He places an envelope on the table. $1,000, as promised. Bumpy does not open the envelope. He simply nods. Did you learn anything this week, Ray Ray? The young man swallows hard. I learned that Harlem has history. I learned that that history matters. I learned that there are men in this world who are more dangerous in silence than others shouting. Bumpy points to the empty chair. Sit down. Ray Ray obeys. Bumpy pours 2 glasses of whiskey. He slides one toward the young man. Drink with me. Ray Ray drinks. The whiskey burns. Bumpy speaks softly. I am 57 years old. I have lived a life that most men do not survive. I have seen friends die. I have seen enemies triumph. I have been in prison more than I have been free. And after all that, do you know what I learned? I learned that violence is easy. Any fool can pull a trigger. True strength lies in knowing when not to. Ray Ray listens, his eyes fixed on the man in front of him. Why didn't you kill us that night? It would have been easier. Bumpy takes a sip of his whiskey. Because you are young. Because you made a mistake but not an unforgivable crime. Because you still have the chance to be something more than cheap criminals. I didn't have someone to give me that chance when I was your age. I entered this world because I had no options. You still do. Ray Ray lowers his gaze. It's not that easy to get out. Bumpy nods. I know, but it is possible. If you ever decide to try, come see me. I can't promise it will be easy, but I can promise I will help you. Ray Ray finishes his whiskey. He stands up. He extends his left hand, the only one that works. Thank you, Mr. Johnson. Bumpy shakes his hand. Go before I change my mind. Ray Ray leaves. Bumpy remains alone at his table, as every night, drinking whiskey, listening to jazz, existing in the space between who he was and who he is trying to be. Outside, Harlem continues its eternal rhythm, dangerous and beautiful, violent and vital, a place where legends are born and die, where men like Bumpy Johnson build empires and then abandon them, seeking something that power could never give them: peace. And on that quiet March night in 1962, at a corner table in the Cotton Club, A man in a suit and hat finds a fleeting moment of that peace, knowing it probably will not last, but thanking it all the same.